Okay, so when he gave me the vision of a job and accepting a job, you've accepted the job, you've said yes. Why? Is it because you just need a job? Because that's how we, accept and say yes to Jesus, because we just know we need him. But anything that we need, we have to put to use in our life. There's things that we get because we know we need it in our homes, but we don't know how to use what we got that we know we need. We have to have somebody to come along and teach us how to use what we know we need. And so that's why God has the fivefold ministry. He has teachers, he has preachers, so on and so forth, because your yes and accepting Jesus into your life is the introduction. But now you got to know how to put him to use in your life when you know you need him. Hallelujah. Or just examine your yes. Why did you say yes? Is it just because what he has to offer, what all he has to offer? When you look at a job and it's like, oh, this job is offering so much money. Is it just the money and you're working and going to work just for the money? Are you going because you are qualified? Because you don't have to be qualified. God will qualify you if he called you to that job and the work. These are just examples, because he gave me this analogy, and it's like we got to ask ourselves and examine our yes in accepting Jesus. Hallelujah. And then, of course, he also drew a picture for me. On jobs, you have evaluations. So you have to know that your yes and accepting Jesus, he's going to evaluate our lives. He's going to evaluate us. So often we always say, can't nobody judge me but God. Can't nobody judge me but God. Okay, you're right. But we have to look at what is God's judgment. Do we know God's judgment? Because he has one. And so it's just like the evaluation in a job. So God has his evaluation. God's judgment is his evaluation, an evaluation of our life. And so we have to evaluate our lives when he says, let a man examine himself. It's like, will you ask yourself, where are you in your yes to Jesus? Ask yourself that. Examine yourself. Nobody has to tell you. God will give you time to, examine yourself. See? And so that's the reason why I'm just encouraging always, just be real. We all are learning and growing together. And so just be honest with yourself with where you are. But at least know the truth. Know it.